of these strategies to buy properties and get paid for your effort as a real estate investor, you should be getting an education piece to this. Hey, it's Kevin Amolsch, Pine Financial Group. We work together so you succeed. Hey, you found us here on Facebook. You found us here on YouTube. Help me out, please. I'm begging you. I'm trying to build a channel so I can help more real estate investors just like you. Content's great, by the way. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave me some comments below. We'd love to interact with you. So I get questions a lot about how do I get started in real estate investing, specifically if I'm broke? What if I have no money? What are some ways that I could at least start getting involved? Because I know real estate will make me rich. I just don't have the big down payments. I don't have the experience or the down payments, just getting started, right? So I thought I'd shoot a quick video on 3 ways to invest in real estate. You don't necessarily need experience or cash. So how fantastic is that? So number 1, creative way to invest in real estate, be the connector. Now we got to be careful here in certain parts of the investing business or real estate transaction, because sometimes to be the connector, you need to have a license to do that. So there's typically loopholes and ways that you can get around that. I'm not suggesting do anything outside of what is appropriate or legal. So I'm just want to say, be careful if you're going to be a connector, that if you need a license, that you go ahead and go get one. But the most common connector is a deal or a motivated seller with a real estate investor that wants to buy a house and fix it up and resell it. So a fix and flipper. So if you're out there looking, networking, going to these meetings, out there trying to find real estate deals, and you find a good motivated seller, you could simply connect the motivated seller with the investor and get paid a fee for that. So it's something you might want to negotiate with the investor up front. Hey, I got a great deal on the line. Here's some of the basics. No introduction to the property or the motivated seller until you come up with terms. But typically what you'd see is, hey, I'll make the introduction. If you're able to negotiate this deal and put it together, you're going to pay me $1,000 or $2,000, whatever the number is. Typically, it's not a big fee for being a connector, because the wholesalers are the ones that make the larger fees. If you actually negotiate the deal, put it all together and have control of the project, then you should be paid more because you did all the negotiation. So there's lots of videos on this channel about wholesaling. And as you start getting comfortable talking to motivated sellers, you're going to want to convert as being a bird dogger into a wholesaler so that you can make larger checks, basically. But that's the number 1 way that I see a connector make money, is just finding motivated sellers. You could also connect contractors. You can connect, this is one you got to be a little bit careful with, but you could connect lenders. There's lots of states that have no licensing requirements for mortgage brokers or lenders that are dealing in a specific space, commercial assets and not residential. So Colorado, for example, you don't need to have a mortgage broker license to originate a loan for somebody, as long as it's non-consumer. So if they're doing a fix and flip, I could actually originate a loan for a fix and flipper and not have to have a license for that. So I'm not an attorney, but I would think if you connect a private lender like Pine Financial with a borrower that wants to borrow the money to do a fix and flip, you're just helping them connect the money. That client, that person that received the value, the benefit, the money, should be able to pay you a small fee for that introduction. Contractors, I've seen many times where contractors will cut a check for $500 or $1,000 when they win a job from a referral you send them. We call these referral fees. Ask around, who pays referral fees and for what? What kind of referral are you looking for so I can get a fee? So number 1, creative way to get started with no money, be a connector. Number 2 is a leasing assistant. Now I'm calling it a leasing assistant and not a leasing agent, because as soon as you start negotiating lease amounts, rent amounts, and lease terms, then you absolutely need to have a license. So what I would do is hire someone who's not licensed to help me find tenants for my properties, but all they would do is the marketing. So it was really like a marketing position. They'd hang up the signs, they would do the ads in the papers, they would take the initial phone call and the screening, like how much are you looking to pay? What are you looking for? Here's the details on the property. Oh, you're interested? Great. Let me connect you with the owner. And then I would get on the phone and I would negotiate the lease terms and the rates and all that. The leasing assistants I've used actually went out and showed the properties for me also. So there was value in that. I was more than happy to pay them to do that. But I did not hire licensed people. I could, I suppose, but in my business, I was able to help somebody that really needed it. Go out there and find tenants for me. Called them a leasing assistant. So that's another way, another creative way you can invest in real estate with no money. And by the way, I should say, especially these two, but all of these strategies to buy properties and get paid for your effort as a real estate investor, you should be getting an education piece to this. So let's say that bird dogging, for an example, and they're having success closing transactions with your leads. Maybe you ask them to go on the appointments. I want to go and see how you negotiate this. Look, I'm not trying to take the business from you. I'm still going to feed you leads. But if I can negotiate it for you, maybe I could get paid a little bit more on these and become a wholesaler. So ask the real estate investor for a little support. Like, how are you doing it? How can I learn from you? How can you mentor me? And I think you're going to find that maybe 100% of real estate investors, if you're providing value to them, will be happy to help you with your own success. So that's a side note. Get educated with these as well. Finally, my favorite, honestly, guys, this is my absolute favorite way to get started in real estate, especially if you have no cash, no credit, and no experience. And that's the lease option. This is something everybody can do. Everybody can become a real estate investor with the lease option. And I not even kidding you, I picked up 2 books at the bookstore, read the books, learned how to talk and practice in the mirror, learned how to talk to sellers. And I went out and I bought my first 2 lease option properties, no mentor, no help, no nothing. So I know that this can be done. Now, once I started getting support and I started asking for help, then it really exploded my career. But no cash, no credit, no experience, you can do the lease option strategy. I did the best that I possibly could, you guys. Putting this all in my book, The 45-Day Investor. I tried to take it from no experience at all the way to closing on your first house in 45 days or less. Scripts, forms, documents, everything that you would need in a little book. Now, is that enough to get you over the finish line, give you the confidence to go out there and take action? I don't know, but I tried my best to make it that way in the book. You can find that book at the45dayinvestor.com. So there you have it. 3 ways to invest in real estate creatively without cash. And you could be a connector, you could be a leasing assistant, or you could focus on the lease options like I did when I got started. Hopefully you find some value in this video. Please leave me some comments below. Go ahead and beat me up that you need to be licensed to help find tenants. I'd love those comments too. I'll be happy to respond to them. And if there's anything Pine Financial could do to help you, let us know. You could find us at pinefinancialgroup.com.